I'm just like this mushy little marshmallow at heart. I'm currently suffering YOLO. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. I have been slacking on these recently, but the plan is to get back into my groove now with the weekly reading vlogs. I don't know how much of other content I'm going to manage for the next few weeks just because work is super duper busy, but I am leaving in like, my god, that's a big spot. I am leaving in like 3-4 weeks now, so after that I will be at uni and hopefully I'll have a lot more time to get some good content out for you guys. So yeah, it is Monday today. I know, who is she? Since when do I start weekly reading vlogs on a Monday? So proud of myself. I do have the day off today because I had to work an extra shift yesterday. So I've got the day off today and then I'm working late the rest of the week. So I'm hoping to get quite a bit of reading done today, although Brandon is off as well. So obviously I want to spend some time with him too. But let's begin by talking about my reading plans for this week. So I have 2 books on my TBR for this week. First and foremost, Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. I am reading this as part of Rachel's book club. So we are doing a live show on Sunday night. I am the first guest to be on her little book club live show, which is really exciting. And we are reading Billy and Me this month, and I am so excited for this one. I have such high hopes. I do really trust Rachel's opinion, and this is literally one of her absolute favourite all-time contemporaries, so I'm hoping to love it. And then, because I'm in such a big reading mood this week, I'm hoping to also read Watch Over Me by LaCour. This one is on my TBR for the month, picked for me by my TBR Pong, and it's only like 250 pages long with like not too much writing per page, so I'm hoping that one will be like a one sit and read maybe once I've finished Billy and Me. I'm hoping both of these are going to be quite quick reads. Obviously this one's really short and this one is a contemporary, quite a fluffy contemporary with like fairly small font. I think this one's maybe like 400 and odd pages long, but I do think it'll read quite fast. It is my first Giovanna Fletcher book, so I'm really excited to see what I think of her writing style, and if I do enjoy it then I'll hope to read more of her books soon. It seems that I'm reading blue books this week, and that was totally unintentional. I've not done that on purpose at all. I just really fancied reading this one, and obviously this one is because I've got the live show on Sunday. But yeah, we're having a blue week apparently, and I'm not mad about it. So those are my reading plans for this week. As I said, I am going to start with Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. This one is, where is the end of this book? 396 pages. I suppose it's kind of on the bigger side for a contemporary, but I think it'll be quite a quick read. The font is quite large, but none of that really matters because I'm just really looking forward to reading the book. Like, I'm so excited to read this one. So this one follows the character of Sophie, who is a young woman who has always been very shy, very introverted. She, after finishing school, stays and lives in her little village with her mum and works in a tea shop, serving lots of like little old ladies. It's very cutesy, but she's very shy, very introverted, does not have many friends and does not have much of like a social life. Sophie has a secret that she is keeping that apparently is the reason that she is like this and the reason that she stays where she is very comfortably in her little village in her tea shop with her mum. But then when a film crew use a house in her village for the new Pride and Prejudice movie, she meets the actor Billy, who is like this gorgeous, handsome, famous celebrity, and the two of them fall in love, and because of that she is then whisked into this world of celebrity and fame. She's put into the spotlight, which is something she never wanted. It's something she's always shied away from. And it says, can she handle the constant scrutiny that comes with being with Billy? And most of all, is she ready for her secret heartbreak to be discovered and shared with the nation? So I think this one's going to be such an interesting read. Like, obviously, usually when it comes to a contemporary, a lot of the time you're watching the build up of the relationship and then they fall in love and they get together at the end. Whereas this one, it sounds like they're going to like fall in love quite quickly, and it's more going to be about what happens afterwards, which is a really interesting concept. I feel like that's not something you see quite a lot. And then also, obviously, I'm really intrigued to see how it works with her being brought into this like ruthless, glamorous world and how she deals with that, and also how Billy deals with her struggling with that. And that's going to be like a really interesting scenario to look at. I don't think I've ever read anything like that before. So yeah, I'm hoping to love this one. I've heard it's very cute and charming, but I have heard people cry at it and I'm not sure why. I have absolutely no idea. Apart from the blurb, that's all I know about this book. I don't know any more about what happens, any twists or anything like that, so I don't know what it is that makes people cry. So I'm slightly afraid, but after last week's vlog we know that I'm apparently quite cold-hearted and I do not cry at books often, so we will see if this one makes me cry. The last book that made me cry I think actually was a contemporary though. It was, I'm sure it was Laura Jane Williams' Hour Stop. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. And I'm sure that was the one that made me cry because it was just so unbelievably adorable, romantic. Like, see those, like, sometimes those big gestures, they annoy me and they're like, I don't feel like you need that for like a good relationship. But then sometimes in a book when you get all like swept up in it and it's written really beautifully and romantically, it just gets me. Like, I'm just like this mushy little marshmallow at heart, so you know, sometimes those things really pull on my heartstrings. So we shall see if this one makes me cry as well. But I think right now I am gonna get settled on the sofa. It's still quite early. I had to get up early because we were waiting on our new oven being delivered and installed, so I was up for that anyway. So I think I'm just gonna sit on the couch just now, start Billy and me and see if I can get a little chunk read, and then I can give you my sort of first thoughts. It is a little bit later now. I have been doing quite a bit of reading today. It is absolutely glorious outside, so I have been just sitting in the garden once again reading my book. I have just come in for a little bit right now for a little bit of a break but I am trying to make the most of the sun today because I know that it's supposed to be like thunderstorms tomorrow, so since I've got the day off I might as well make the most of the sun. I have made a good start to Billy and Me, so I am on page 101. I've read the first 100 pages and I am so hooked on this book. I'm really enjoying it. I actually text Rachel after I read the first page just to say that I think I'm really going to enjoy this book. Like, I really like Giovanna Fletcher's writing style. Right from the first page, I just loved the way she wrote it. Flowed straight away. Her characterization of Sophie, the main character, is amazing. Like, she's this really intelligent, witty, yet quite insecure and shy character, and I really like the way she's written. Like I said, the writing style just flows, so it reads really fast. Like, I don't think it's really taken me that long to read the first 100 pages, and I think if I was in the mood, this could definitely be just a read in one sitting kind of book because it does hook you straight away. I'm already so invested in the story. Like, Billy comes into it quite quickly. Like, obviously Sophie's working in this tea shop and then Billy comes to the tea shop and she finds out later that he is going to be playing Mr. Darcy in the Pride and Prejudice film that is being made in their town. And yeah, we're 100 pages in and they're already like dating, they're like pretty much in love, they're like boyfriend and girlfriend, so that part is kind of like over, but it was so cute the way it was done. It was very insta lovey, but like it didn't bother me at all. I just thought it was really cute. And their first date, oh my god, like, you have to read this just for their first date because it is so adorable. The effort he puts in for her to like make her feel special and like make a good impression. Honestly, this is why we are so screwed up. It's books like this. There is quite a dark aspect to this as well. Like, we don't know much about it yet, but I assume by the end of this I will have a trigger warning for you guys. Sophie has already suffered from a panic attack while we've been reading this, and it started because Billy had like held onto her arms. So I'm assuming she's maybe been assaulted or gone through something very difficult and traumatic in her life that has led her to get these panic attacks. We also know she's had one when she's been in like an enclosed space before as well, so she's quite claustrophobic. We know that there are strange circumstances around how her dad left, and her mum maybe partly blamed Sophie for that. When Sophie was going through a hard time, her mum didn't really seem to be there for her and didn't really seem to want to take care of her or talk to her. So there is quite a dark aspect to that, but we don't know fully what that's about yet and how that has come to be. So obviously once I read further into it and I do know, I will give you the trigger warnings because I think it's very important that you have them. But overall I'm really enjoying this book. So far it's quite a good balance of like the fun fluffy cuteness with that sort of like darker, more somber aspect as well. So I'm interested to see how that goes throughout. But where I've gotten to just now is like the first time that she's had to deal with like the spotlight. So someone took a photo of Billy and Sophie kissing outside a shop, outside the tea shop, and sent it to like all the papers. So it's all over the papers, all about her and this Hollywood heartthrob, and that's like the first thing she's had to deal with that. There's been people calling up the tea shop to try and get like a statement from her, like different newspapers, different journalists. So we've seen how she reacted to it the first time, but obviously it's only going to get worse because I'm assuming she's going to get pulled into that lifestyle a lot more, particularly when they're not just in the town. So we definitely need to see how that goes. But yeah, overall really enjoying this one so far. Can't wait to read more of it today. Like I said, I'm taking a little break just now, but I do want to go for a walk at some point. Maybe not when the sun's at its peak though, because I am dying. But I do want to go for a walk at some point, and then I think I'll probably tune into Rose reading sprints later on because she's hosting some on her channel from 7 o'clock. So I'll probably get like cozy tonight and comfy and tune into those and do a little bit more reading of Billy and Me. Maybe try and get to like the 200 page mark, like halfway through. Maybe that's what I'm kind of half-heartedly aiming for, but I do just really want to enjoy it, so I'll see how it goes. I'm currently suffering in the style of bloating because Brandon and I went for pizza earlier on at Pizza Hut, and I did get a purely vegan pizza, but I think it was just the amount of gluten. It is just not been good for my stomach. So yeah, I'm currently like pregnant and I feel horrendous, so I'm kind of waiting for that to go down before I go for my walk, although I think walking will help to sort of like get things moving, but at the same time, while I'm feeling this crap physically, don't think I want to start walking, make things jiggle about and possibly make me worse. So I do have a cup of herbal tea here to try and settle my stomach. It's chamomile tea, which I'm not sure really helps with digestion. It's more, I feel like I use chamomile more for like sending you to sleep, but it was the only one we had and it's herbal tea, so I'm going to try and drink that, maybe watch some YouTube, and then hopefully go for my walk, and then I shall update you when I've read more of my book. Hi guys, happy Wednesday. It has been a couple of days since we last spoke, but I have been doing quite a bit more reading of Billy and Me, and I am really enjoying this one. I'm now on page 239, so I'm just about to start part 3 of this book. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It is such a fast read. As I said last time, I've been reading it in the morning before I go to work because I've been on the late shifts this week. I've been able to get like a little chunk in each day, and I've wanted to read more, which is a good thing. Like if I didn't have work, I definitely would have been reading this within like 1 or 2 days, because like I am really invested in the story and I am really enjoying it, and the writing just flows. Like I definitely think I need to read more Giovanna Fletcher because I'm really enjoying her writing style. I think it's very easy and accessible to read, but it's also very engaging as well. At the moment, Sophie and Billy are now living together in London, and she's been swept into this whole lifestyle of him as a movie star, and it's all about her dealing with that, and especially as this very sort of like plain young woman who works in a coffee shop and trying to navigate that and all of the judgment that she gets with it, and also this whole new lifestyle that she doesn't really know how to deal with, as well as the fact that like Billy is an actor and he's out all the time acting or like doing different social things, and it's a very different sort of lifestyle to what she's used to. And of course obviously there are like a million, probably men and women, after him all the time because he is this stunning movie star, and that must be very difficult to deal with. So at the start of this I was really loving how there was such a lack of miscommunication, because miscommunication I know is like a really important trope for like so many romance novels, and it's usually where all of the drama and all of the problems come from. However, I hate it. Like I find it so annoying to read. Sometimes authors do it very well, which is when I love a romance book, but sometimes I really struggle with them because I hate miscommunication. I hate reading about this problem that would be very easily sorted if the two characters would just communicate and talk. But of course that never happens. So usually that drives me absolutely insane. Like, I just want to bash their heads together and get them to talk, and a lot of the time it makes me really annoyed with the characters as well, especially if there's one character who's like not sticking up for themselves and like telling their partner how they feel and trying to make the relationship better. It just really annoys me. At the beginning of this I was loving the lack of that, and how any problems that arose they just talked about them straight away, and there was these so many potential moments for them to just like leave the conversation where it was and end on a bad note, and then both of them go their separate ways thinking completely different things, but obviously having had a fallout. And they didn't do that. They would just like come back and say, no, I'm sorry, this is what I meant, and actually communicate, which I loved. That has kind of broken down now. Like, the communication, once they moved to London and she realises this very different lifestyle, the communication definitely breaks down, and a huge part of that is obviously because she doesn't want to like ruin this amazing time he's having. His career is going from strength to strength, and she doesn't want to be the one to like crap all over that, so she keeps a lot of it in. And also she doesn't want to be seen as like this moany girlfriend, and she already feels out of place, and she doesn't want to seem even more any more so by like voicing these concerns. But it is really difficult to read because sometimes he is being really selfish, and I just wish she would tell him how she felt, and then he'd probably see it from her side, because he is a very caring, lovely guy, but he's just doing very selfish things. But I don't think he really understands that's what he's doing. He's a very lovable character, he's just getting very swept up in his career and in his newfound fame. And obviously like she is like miserable at points, but she just doesn't want to tell him about the way she's feeling, and it's such a struggle to read sometimes. Like, I really just want her to tell him how she feels, and it has come out a bit more now, which is good. They have had some chats, but I'm sure there's more of that to come. There was one moment in this that actually really annoyed me, and I'm going to try and find the quote just now. Because apart from that, it's been so beautiful, like lovely, like it's been written really well, like as a contemporary, it's nice and fluffy, but tackling some other issues as well. But then there was this one line that just really annoyed me, because like she didn't challenge it at all. So basically one of the other characters in this, I'm not sure if I mentioned her, is Molly, like the older woman who works at the tea shop that Sophie started off in, and they've got this really nice relationship, kind of almost like a like grandmother to her, like, or like another mother. Like, I love the way their friendship is, and like how close they are despite their massive age gap. I really like relationships like that in books, when there's like a huge age gap but then they can still be like amazing friends, or like have this really strong bond. But I think Giovanna Fletcher has played on the idea of Molly being an older woman from like a different generation, and therefore had her say something that is just not okay, and then kind of like pass that off as just, oh, they're from another generation, it's okay, it was okay to speak like that before, which I find one of the most annoying, ridiculous arguments. Like, I don't care what generation you're from, you can learn that something is wrong to say or wrong to believe. So basically, Sophie, when she moves to London, starts losing weight, probably from anxiety and being unhappy, and also because she's not working in a tea shop all day eating those cakes. So Molly says, men like their curves. If they wanted to be with someone with the body of a boy, then they'd have something wrong with them in the head. Like, obviously there are a number of reasons why that passage is not okay. You've got skinny shaming, you've got homophobia, you've got lots of problems in that one quote, but all Giovanna Fletcher writes afterwards is, Billy laughs at Molly's inappropriate and extremely unpolitically correct comment. And that's it. That's literally it. There's no more challenge to it. All she says is that it's inappropriate and extremely unpolitically correct, and Billy laughs at it. That's all you get, and it just really annoyed me, because it's not okay in any way, shape or form, and I just feel like it wasn't challenged enough. Like, if you're gonna put something in like that and you don't believe it and you're trying to show that it's wrong, then it needs to be challenged more. Like, I feel like there was no need for that comment to begin with. Like, there's no need for it to be in the book at all. It's not adding to anything. But if you were trying to make a point, then you should challenge it more. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but basically I just did not like that at all. I just didn't think there was any need for it whatsoever. It was just a very negative part of the book that I will remember because things like that really annoy me. But overall, I am really enjoying the book. That's just obviously going to be a big thing that's going to mean, like, there's no way I can give it 5 stars now, because that's annoyed me so much and it's like just wrong. So there's no way it's gonna be a 5 stars now. For the story so far, I am really enjoying it though. It's feeling like a 3 stars with the potential to be a 4, depending on how the rest of the book goes and how much I enjoy it. There is one particular character in this who I just absolutely detest. Like, he's just not a nice guy at all, And I was actually messaging Rachel about it earlier, and she was saying she doesn't really feel like he needs to be there either. Like, he's obviously there to add issues to the plot, to like create friction between Billy and Sophie, like that's what he's there for, but it's not necessary. Like, it just feels like he's not a very well-rounded character, and that's just been thrown in there to create this tension. It's just not done in the best way. Like, I feel like there are other ways that there could have been more tension brought in that would have made more sense. It's basically Billy's manager who just all the time will make all these digs at Sophie about how she's like not good enough basically, and how she's gonna ruin his career, but then he's like nice as pie to Billy and Billy has no idea. So obviously that creates tension because Sophie doesn't feel like she could tell Billy about the way Paul is being towards her, because if she does mention it, Billy's straight away like, oh no, like Paul loves you, like he's amazing, why are you saying bad things about him? But also obviously Sophie's left with these doubts about maybe he's right, maybe I shouldn't be in a relationship with Billy, maybe I am gonna like bring downfall to his career, maybe I'm not good enough. So obviously he's there to create this friction and put those thoughts into Sophie's head, but there's probably other ways that that could have been done that might have been a little bit better. I don't know. Overall, I'm enjoying it and I am looking forward to seeing where the rest of it goes. So it is like, it's like 9:15 just now. I am going to have a bath first and foremost, and then I might get comfy, get into bed and read a little bit more tonight, because I do really want to see where this one goes. So yeah, I may need to read more tonight, but if not, I will definitely read more tomorrow morning before work. Good afternoon guys. It is now Saturday. I can't remember the last time we spoke, but I have not been too well over the last couple of days. I was just having a little bit of a flare up with my health issues, but I'm feeling quite a bit better today, so I have had a little filming day. I have filmed my Merlin readathon TBR, which I'm honestly so excited for. I need to get that edited and put up tonight, but I thought I would just come in and update you just now. So I did end up finishing Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher, and I am going to give this one 3 out of 5 stars. I know with the way I was talking about this at the beginning of the vlog, I really thought I'd be giving it a 4 or 5 stars, but the second half of the book just really didn't do it for me. I think the last time we spoke, Billy was annoying me, but after that it was completely Sophie. She really annoyed me for the rest of the book. Like, I totally got where she was coming from in that she was having problems with like insecurity and jealousy because of his job, and he was having straight sex scenes and things in his newest film. However, I do think if you get into a relationship with an actor, you're kind of just gonna have to deal with that. It is work, it is part of their job, and she basically made it all about her. She made him feel absolutely horrendous when he was in this prime part of his career that he was really enjoying, and he basically like gives up everything for her. He totally bows down to everything she says. He apologises for everyone, takes full accountability for everything that's happened, and she takes none whatsoever. Like, she just lets him do all of that, and then it's a happy ending because he's done that and now they can be together. And I just did not agree with it at all. Like, I think a lot of, like, obviously you're going to feel jealous and obviously you're going to feel a bit insecure being with someone in that sort of lifestyle if you're not used to it, but I just think if that's the case, don't be with them. Like, Surely he's going to be unhappy now because he's having to give up so much for her, but it's fine because she's going to be happy because she's got what she wants. I don't know, I just really struggled with that. I thought she was quite selfish about it. Also, like, I think at the beginning of the vlog I said that I might have a trigger warning for like assault or something like that, but that is not the case. She does have panic attacks, so that is still in there, but for a completely different reason. There are trigger warnings, however, for grief, cancer, death, everything in that ballpark. And it is very well handled. I thought it was very beautifully written in terms of that. I did really enjoy reading that part of it, and I thought it was really well written. And I did really enjoy the sort of like overall lesson of the book, to sort of take life by the horns, take all the opportunities that come to you and live life to its fullest. Really enjoyed that whole aspect of the book, but just the actual romance, like main part of the storyline just really annoyed me. And the main character really got on my nerves. So yeah, overall a 3-star read. I did really enjoy my time with it. It is a good fluffy contemporary in parts, but there were just too many things that just really got on my nerves. So 3 out of 5 stars. I will be moving on to my next book for the week very soon, which is Watch Over Me by LaCour. I'm really looking forward to this one. I have really high hopes for it, so I'm really hoping that I'm not going to do a usual India and totally ruin the book for myself because I have such high hopes and such good expectations. But I think I'm gonna love this one, so I'm really excited to get into this later on. I am having a little FaceTime date with Tabitha tonight. We might have a little reading party, so I might start it then, or I may start it beforehand. I'm not quite sure yet. I do first and foremost though really need to edit that video and get it uploaded and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go get myself comfortable somewhere and do that first of all, and then I will sit down and watch Over Me. I also really need to catch up with Love Island because it was the recoupling last night and I think it was pretty dramatic, but I did not see it. So I'm waiting for my mum to come home so we can watch that. So I may edit, upload, all that good stuff, then watch Love Island, then read. I don't know. Basically, I have no idea, and really I'm just talking to myself right now and you don't need to be seeing this, but YOLO. Happy Sunday. I hope it has been a good Sunday for you. I have had an amazing day myself. I actually met my friends. We went through to Edinburgh. We went to the vintage kilo sale, which is something I've wanted to go to since uni. It came to Edinburgh all the time when I was at uni in Edinburgh and I always wanted to go but I never went. So yeah, me and my friend went today. That was a lot of fun. Picked up some cute things including this top, which I am in love with. I got a couple of long sleeve things just because I think it'll be good for going into winter. A couple of like vintage long sleeve t-shirts I think will be really nice to wear with like mum jeans and stuff. You don't really need to know that. But yeah, that was lovely. And then we went for lunch and I got a gluten-free, dairy-free pizza and it was honestly amazing. Literally one of the best pizzas I've ever had. So if you are gluten-free or dairy-free, go to ZZ. It is amazing. So good for gluten-free and dairy-free options, honestly. Absolutely loved it. We then went to the cinema and we saw Suicide Squad, which was a weird one, but I actually really enjoyed it. I did laugh a lot and I just love any sort of like superhero, supervillain film. So yeah, really enjoyed that. I have been home a little while now. I have just had the live show with Rachel for her book club. We discussed Billy and Me, which obviously I read earlier this week, and it was just really interesting to discuss it with Rachel and everyone that came along as well. I think a lot of us were on very similar pages, and like the main thing I think to take away from that book is a lot of us did feel that it would be very different if she were to write it now. Like, it does have a few flaws, and a lot of them maybe are due to when she wrote them and the fact that it was her debut novel. And that the scene that I talked about earlier about how I felt it needed to be challenged more, I feel like if it was a book that was written now, it definitely would be challenged more, because these sort of topics are being talked about a lot more in fiction, which is a very good thing, and I suppose I'm used to reading things like that now. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't like excuse it, but it's just an interesting thing to think about. I did start Watch Over Me last night. I am halfway through this. I read the first half really quickly, so I'm on page 125 already, and I am really enjoying this one. It is such a beautiful story so far. I don't know if I discussed the premise. Basically, it's about a girl called Mila who works her way out of the foster system, and then she gets a job on this isolated farm teaching young children who are also sort of in foster care, and she goes to this farm and it is known to be haunted, and while she is there she's confronted by the ghosts that are there, but it also forces her to confront the ghosts from her past and think about her past and how she has come to be who she is today. And so far it is a beautiful, haunting tale. It is quite dark and it is quite difficult to read at parts, learning about her childhood, but it is beautifully done in my opinion. The ghosts in it, I didn't realise they were going to be quite so like literal. Like, she literally sees like white figures dancing in the field and they're like, oh yeah, that's a ghost. I didn't realise it was going to be quite like that. And also because the people in this are all from like broken homes, damaged homes, they all have their own issues, so it's interesting learning about them as well as learning about Mila as a character. She's a very interesting character so far. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing the rest of this. I might do so tonight. I might curl up in bed and read the rest of it. I am not sure. But I am just going to end off the vlog here because it is Sunday night, it is the 1st of August, and I really need to get into my August Merlin TBR starting tomorrow. So I'm just going to cut this vlog off now and start afresh tomorrow with my Merlin TBR. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope it wasn't too choppy or bitty or all over the place. I can't really remember how it's gone this week. But as always, if you did enjoy this video, then do please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more bookish content from me. Comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings. I do reply to every single comment. I love you all, and I will see you in my next one.